each person gets a minute to answer the question, and you get 30 seconds for rebuttals, alright? Is that cool?
Alright.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright. Who is the best Paul in wrestling?
I'm sorry, the best what?
Who's the best Paul in wrestling?
Wait, Paul, does Paul count as like their real name, or does Paul have to be in their kayfabe name?
It can be kayfabe or real name, doesn't matter.
Alright, well, we're obviously not going to pick Paul London.
Alright.
No, I already picked Yeah, let's see. I would have gone with that Paul. Let's see, what Paul's better? I think that's a weird question, because I don't know. Paul. Who pops in as Paul? It shows Paul. Yeah, true. But I wouldn't debate him against Triple H.
Yeah, you really can't think Paul Bear, maybe. There's SUV.
Alright, Lee, you're giving him answers now.
I know, he's going to need all those things, yes.
Yeah, I still need to think of a guy's name to start with. So it's not like you ask this question every day. Alright, I think I know who I'm going with. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff.
Alright. Okay. Lee, go ahead. You got 1 minute to say why, Triple H is the better Paul. Go ahead.
The time starts. Sorry, I wasn't
the time starts as soon as you start speaking. Go ahead.
Okay. No, tell me I'm done. I want to start. As soon as I start my answer. Okay. Triple H's career started off as a rising star. He's transcended his original gimmick. He's gone on to hopefully world champion. He's been a part of every major faction in the last 15 years that was successful as late. He now is in charge of NXT, and he's producing some of the greatest stars of this and the next generation. This looks right with him in charge. Paul Orndorff wasn't even the best wrestler of this generation. I mean, you could argue that Triple H, Paul Orndorff was never even considered close. At the very best, he was second best to Hulk Hogan as a face, and as a heel, he barely won any matches because he always fought against Hulk Hogan, who was that era never lost a match. So between the two of them, Paul Orndorff is cool and all, but Triple H has won some lifetime talent, and not only in the ring but out of the ring, he has done so much of the business. His contributions are probably able to be stacked up against anybody.
All right, time's up. All right, Weston. Now it's your turn. Why is Paul Orndorff the best Paul? And a minute starts once you start talking.
Alright. I'm trying to figure out what to fit into a minute here. There's so much I can say about Paul Orndorff. Alright. Number one, Paul Orndorff didn't really need the WWE machine to get behind him. Because he's always going to be known for his feuds with Hulk Hogan. In other words, he was one of the top 5 heels of all time, especially in that era. He had a gimmick that a lot of people inspired their gimmicks after. He's Mr. Wonderful. Then you got guys like Rick Rude and all them, who's going to Hall of Fame, by the way, kind of taking inspiration from his gimmick. You're also looking at a guy that, for his days, could pull off great matches and great feuds. I would say that he's definitely better than Triple H because of the fact that he helped Hulk Hogan keep wrestling to a certain standard in the mainstream, and that he definitely has had more legendary feuds than I would say Triple H, and he's more inspirational than Triple H. And on top of that, I would say his gimmick is more catchy than Triple H for sure.
All right.
Okay, I think I fit enough in there.
Yeah. Now rebuttal time. 30 seconds once the time stops.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
All right. So you say as good as Mark Hunter that Huey King straight goes out in the game, the ass kicker. Okay. okay, I don't believe that. No one else. I mean, you say he's been in more feuds. Okay, Triple H has been up against The Rock, Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, Y2J, Randy Orton. Triple H has been up against Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. He's had these rivalries against people from 3 different generations. He's been up against Ultimate Warrior, for Christ's sake. Triple H has had rivalries with every major name that's been in this business. Undertaker, Kane, Big Show, Vince McMahon himself. Triple H is a question.
Alright, Weston, your rebuttal. 30 seconds starts once you start speaking.
Alright, obviously, Triple H has had good feuds, but as far as like feuds that meant to the business and weren't just feuds for the sake of feuds, that was Paul Orndorff. He's known for his feuds with Ricky Steamboat and WCW. And again, unlike Paul Levesque, Paul Orndorff was actually very successful in WCW and WWF. Again, as an example, he had great feuds in WCW with Ricky Steamboat, Ron Simmons, Dusty Rhodes, even some Japanese wrestlers like Kazusuke Sasuke, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Johnny B. Bad, obviously, Cactus Jack, Junkyard Dog in WWF, and he even had a successful stint in the independent scene. And again, he's inspired more people than Triple H, especially with his gimmick. He's also faced Lex Luger, by the way. And he also helped wrestling, again, in the 1980s by being mainstream.
Time's up.
So, yeah.
Alright, okay, definitely, man, Weston, like, you could have picked, like, Paul Bearer or Paul Heyman. But it's just so weird that you...
I didn't think about Nathan.
Yeah, you could...
Well, I got asked this question on the spot, so I had to, kind of dig in a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I'm not really using that as an excuse per se. I'm more like saying, since I got asked on the spot, the best Paul I could think of after Paul Levesque was Paul Orndorff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah.
But yeah, definitely a good argument, and I got to give this point to Lee, of course. You can't really trump Triple H with Paul Orndorff. So let's look at the score now. It's 4-2. And
there should be 5 speedrun questions, correct?
There's actually there are 3. So if Lee gets 1 more point, then he wins the game. But if you got to get 2 points, Weston, to tie it.
He told me that if I win 1 more point at the beginning of this, then I get the game.
I'm looking at the score right now, Lee, and it's you're 4, and Weston is 2. So there are 2 questions left, and if Weston gets both questions right, then he gets to tie with you, and we got to go with a tiebreaker. But Lee, if you get 1 more point, then that's it. You're pretty much the winner. So
yeah, sorry, I guess I forgot about the rules. Remember, he is the judge today, so.
Yeah,
okay. So here's the second.
We're almost done, so
Yeah. Okay. Who's the best current performer? It can be from any promotion. Go.
AJ Styles.
I said it first.
I said it before him. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take AJ Styles out of the running because it was just too close to call. Okay.
Okay. How about this, Ed? I almost called you Lee for whatever reason. I mean, I know your name's Lee, but anyway. But yeah, go count to 3, like 1, 2, 3, then we both say a name. How about that?
All right, but AJ Styles is out of the running. Okay, so you can pick anybody.
Oh yeah.
Okay. 1, 2,
right.
3, go.
John Cena.
You said John Cena?
I got John Cena.
Okay, what about you, Lee?
Yeah, John Cena.
I said Kenny Omega.
All right. 1 minute for Lee, and it starts as soon as you start speaking. Go ahead.
Kenny Omega has an amazing match for the last few years with people that no one really gave credit for 5, 6 other matches. People like to make fun of Dave Meltzer for being erratic. Stone Cold Austin on the Stone Cold podcast even said that the Okada versus Kenny Omega feud was one of the greatest matches he's ever seen in his life. That's Stone Cold. That means something. Dave Meltzer also said it was the best match ever. Like, it was a 6-star rating. What you do after that? takes time off, comes back, and he has a great match against Ishii. Who, by the way, Ishii is not the best worker, yet it's a solid 4.5, 5-star match to get out of him. So yeah, maybe he can have a great match with anyone, and the fact that he hasn't yet even really scratched the upper echelon of great performers in any promotion is exciting. The fact that he's going to go against Adam Cole very soon, it's pretty well done. It's pretty damn well amazing. He's had great matches with AJ Styles in the past on low levels before they were both at their status levels. That rank between the ratings of 4.2 and 4.8 stars.
Time's up, Lee. Alright, go ahead, Weston. Why is John Cena the better performer? And
by the way, just to clarify, just to clarify, we're saying better overall wrestler, or just a better overall,
overall
in-ring work?
As in performer.
Alright, so in the ring, right?
I thought you said in-ring. Well, in that case, I would have talked about his mic skills. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but performer, as in everything in wrestling, yeah.
Okay, everything in wrestling? Okay, then yeah, I should have this in the bag. Alright, first off, he's definitely more mainstream than Kenny Omega. John Cena can draw more than Kenny Omega. John Cena has a bigger fan base than Kenny Omega. John Cena is a better storyteller than Kenny Omega. I mean, just look at his freaking feuds over the past few years, and on top of that, John Cena is going to go down as one of the top 10, maybe 20 of all time. As for Kenny Omega, he's still questionable. Also, John Cena has proven that he can hang with the indie darlings, even though he hasn't had that much training in doing, the flips and kicks and shit like that. And on top of that, he's definitely better when it comes to getting a reaction, no matter where he's at. And if John Cena ever went to Japan, he would definitely be more interesting than Kenny Omega in a heartbeat. Also, John Cena has proven to be a healthy, meaning he could wrestle literally year in year without being getting that injured. I mean, he's wrestled well over 15 years, I think, in WWE at this point, and he's only got injured, I think, 3 or 4 times. So, yeah, and on top of that, he has more charisma and personality than Kenny Omega. And I mean, just look at the kids that wanted to make a wish and all of that. I mean, shit, dude, I can go on and on. And on top of it, when they're more retired, when they're more done, he'll be more.
Weston's time's up.
All right.
It'll probably take a little while. I'm pretty sure it'll take more than a minute. But okay, so Hunter Brother, here we go. He had a lot of opinions. You say he's more over, he's more popular, all that stuff. And he does have a bigger fan base because he's with the WWE machine. But the fact of the matter is, you can't say he's better at promos. Kenny Omega is someone that has went and learned to speak, not just kind of, fluently speaks Japanese because he's such a great performer. He learns Japanese because he learns the market and he performs it. He has had great promos in multiple different countries, multiple different languages. He's showing that when he goes to WWE, he'll definitely be as big a star as anyone's ever been. And you can't prove that wrong because it's an opinion. Just like all the other opinions you just gave about saying how he's a better overall mic skill and all this stuff. The reason why John Cena is able to hang with indie darlings, by the way, in WWE, is because everyone's moveset except for John Cena when he's on the match.
Time's up. Time's up, Lee. 30 seconds up. Weston, 30 seconds as it begins once you start speaking. Go ahead.
I'm wondering where to start because his argument went by pretty fast. So I'm like, can I please have the other opponent repeat what he said real quick?
What's
that? We kind of lost track. Can I have the opponent repeat where he came from? Because I lost track.
Would you like to?
No.
What's that?
No, I lost track of what you said. I was thinking of what to say back, and then I lost my train of thought. I was wondering if you can just repeat yourself.
I should repeat myself to help you because you can't say properly.
Okay. Alright, fine. First off, he said that Kenny Omega can speak 2 languages, while John Cena can speak Mandarin and English, obviously. And you know he can speak Mandarin because he actually had to sell the WWE's new TV deal to the Chinese people, which they signed a couple of new stars. And on top of that, if you ask most wrestlers, even Kenny Omega, they'll say that John Cena is the best in the business. So even Kenny Omega says John Cena is better than him, pretty much. And also, you're right, there's no way to prove that Kenny Omega is probably better than John Cena, but more likely not, because it's really hard to be considered one of the GOATs. And again, John Cena actually can pretty much out-wrestle Kenny Omega. I mean, just you can't say Kenny Omega's better than John Cena just because of what Dave Meltzer has said. That's just stupid. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if I could just clarify one of the points you said against me, I said he speaks fluent Japanese. I knew he was going to bring up the Mandarin thing. He spoke conversational Mandarin only as much as he needed to sell the WWE thing. He doesn't actually speak fluent Mandarin, despite what they might tell you on WWE.com. He himself, in an interview, has said he does not speak fluent Mandarin. Now, the other thing that I was saying was, and this kind of, you said into this, is that John Cena looks like he's able to hang with Eddie Darlings better than anyone else in WWE because they don't limit the amount of moves he's allowed to use when he wrestles those guys. Like, when you look at Randy Orton, for instance, they tell him he can't do certain moves. Like, he used to do that backbreaker, but now someone else is trying to do it in the middle, so they can't prevent him what he used to do. That's how WWE does it. They limit the amount of moves that everyone can do, so that way no one does someone else's shtick.
Actually, no, that's not true. They do that to make sure the wrestlers would have longevity. So they don't do that really just because of that. They do it because the wrestlers have longevity.
Okay, they don't take away moves like Bray Wyatt's suplex throw that he uses. They don't take those away from superstars and then not let someone else use it. They took it away from somebody that has like 4 or 5 really big signature moves to give it to someone that doesn't have any. That's why no one else is the famous for anymore because.
Let me ask you this: if Kenny Omega is such a big star, do you believe that he could outsell Cena if he went to WWE and was on the same card as Cena? Then you know.
If you give him 1 year, if you give him 1 year, and you let him run the same gimmick he's been running in New Japan. He will be as big.
I hope you know. I hope you know Cena doesn't need build at all in New Japan. He can just go over there and instantly he's a bigger attraction than Kenny Omega ever could dream of, dude.
Okay.
And there's no way.
He's got the WWE behind him. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you give John Cena...
That's kind of irrelevant, because we're going by... that's kind of irrelevant. I could pretty much use the same argument for Kenny Omega, dude.
It's not who's the best performer. If you give 23-year-old Kenny Omega the exact same opportunity to give a 23-year-old John Cena, and they're back-to-back, and they're working together in the same company, Kenny Omega will do just as good, if not better, than John Cena, because he is as good as John Cena on the microphone. He is better than John Cena in the ring.
Actually, no. John Cena is actually very underrated on the mic, dude. And I can show you some amazing promos he's had.
John Cena is probably one of the best in the world on the mic. He might be the best in the world, but Omega is a very close second if he is, and he's probably the same level as him. And in the ring, Omega is considerably better than John Cena. John Cena is very good.
Well, no, because... if you put Kenny Omega in WWE with the gimmick he has now, he's not going to get over considering WWE is very character-driven.
All right, guys. All right. We can keep this debate for another time, but now it's like for the second speed round question, okay? Now, I like both your arguments for Omega and John Cena, but like I said, it was a performer, so everything that he does in front of the camera, okay? So that's like, you can say like Kenny Omega in New Japan and John Cena in WWE. So if you take that all into consideration, mic skills, in-ring work, whether it's segments, anything like that, I gotta give the point to Weston. You said that the thing is about Kenny Omega is that he learned to speak Japanese because he was in Japan. Well, Cena, while in the United States, he learned to speak Mandarin, like Weston said. So he didn't really need to learn another language, but he learned it anyways.
The other biggest thing, he also does not have the ability to go at the same level in the ring as Kenny Omega. He's not as good as Kenny Omega when it comes to having character. John Cena is no character.
Dude, he has a better... Dude, what are you talking about? John Cena has a character.
Hold on, Weston. Like, I get it. Like, yeah, Kenny Omega could be it could have a longer matches than John Cena. Like, Kenny Omega could have... What's that?
Well, it depends how you look at it, because John Cena is obviously a better storyteller than Kenny Omega, but I would say Kenny Omega's a better, like, just in-ring, more in-ring athleticism.
A matchup. Look at the John Cena match with AJ Styles at SummerSlam. It was the best match WWE put on that year, in my opinion. It was possibly DIY versus Revival 2 and 3. But you look at that match WWE did, okay? It was a near perfect match. What was not perfect about it was the amount of time that John Cena milked the crowd. He did not milk it enough to maximize the emotion. Anybody that's watched that match that knows what we're talking about will say the same thing. Now, you look at then Okada versus Kenny Omega. The reason why Dave Meltzer and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm sure many others, have said it's one of the greatest matches, if not the greatest match they've ever seen, is because there were no mistakes made. It was perfect from the beginning to the end. Kenny Omega and Okada, for that matter, do exactly what
that match is not perfect.
Alright, guys, okay. We can debate on that like some other time, but right now we're talking about the best performer, Kenny Omega, John Cena. I'm giving Weston the point because Kenny Omega might be a better like in-ring worker, but Cena like as an overall package, I gotta give it.
So you're telling me the part that was better than mine?
I'm no. I'm not just saying like because Weston like he brought out, and you didn't mention like Kenny Omega's mic skills or anything like that. You just mentioned that he had great matches with Okada and Ishii.
I think the mic skills being the same, if not better, than John Cena multiple times. I also mentioned that his mic skill was so great. He's done great promos in both English and Japanese.
And Weston mentioned that Cena did cut promos in Mandarin as well. So yeah, like it's still like.
Well, conversational Mandarin. That's not the same thing as actually speaking. He spoke what they told him to speak. Okay, it's not the last speaking. He couldn't kind of pull up a promo in Mandarin. He read off a piece of paper. Okay.
All right.
And again,
still did it.
Okay. All right. We can debate that some other time, but we'll.
Because first I win by having points to it again. Then you say the next time I get a point, I win. So I get another point after that, and I didn't win. Now I won this argument. Anybody that listens to this will probably tell you that I won the argument. They may used to get the point because you think Johnson is better than Omega.
I'm not thinking. Okay. We'll use that for another debate. That's fine. Let's get to the final question, guys. What's the most important championship in wrestling right now?
WWE title.
Oh man.
I will. You can talk. They're both the same thing. Go to the first game should win. That's something that already did, wasn't.
What's the most important title right now in wrestling?
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go with this. Might be. I don't know. Should I? It doesn't have that much history. Fuck it, dude. I'm actually gonna go with the Universal Championship.
All right. 1 minute starts once you start speaking. Go ahead. Weston.
Alright, let me get a drink of water right here, and then I'll be on my way. Or in this case, I'm gonna move to tea. So, water it is.
Alright, then.
Sorry about that, fellas.
Then I guess Lee, you start. You get 1 minute. Is it going once you?
Title that's been around from the very beginning of what we call sports entertainment. It was the symbol that signified the death of the modern territory and the creation of WWE. It was also the title that destroyed WCW because the WWE is what it represents, and therefore it was destroyed by WCW. Not only that, it's also the WCW title because they unified them a long time ago. So this is literally the ultimate mecca of wrestling. There's never going to be a title that is as much as this title. It has had to go from prestigious people, from Ric Flair to John Cena, to AJ Styles, to Shawn Michaels, Triple H, all the way back to Harley Race, Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Steve Austin, CM Punk. All of these amazing people have part of this title, and all these people have been obsessed with this title through storyline and somewhere around it because it's that important. It's a symbol of excellence that will never be matched by any title in any sports entertainment genre. I'm done. I don't need a full minute. You can have the rest.
And, all right, Weston, why the Universal title?
I got a question for Lee. I got a question for Lee, real quick.
Okay.
Do you believe WWE has had a true world heavyweight champion? A true black world heavyweight champion.
A true what? A true black champion?
Do you think they've had a legit black champion besides The Rock?
Gene Booker is legitimately black, and he was a world champion. Bobby Lashley.
Do you believe they were the guy though?
How many people have ever been the guy? That's an arbitrary statement. The only people that have been the guy in the history of wrestling are, you look at Bruce Sammartino, Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan, probably after Hulk Hogan, I would say there was a bunch of people for a while.
Okay. Do you believe any of the black wrestlers that have held that title have been the guy? Like WWE's ultimate, just the guy.
Yeah,
you believe that?
The guy. I believe that.
No, not The Rock. I said besides The Rock.
You can't do that. That's like saying, hey, besides all these bullets, should do something.
Well, because people don't really.
Where are you?
You can argue that he was black. Oh, I know where I'm going with this, dude. And besides The Rock, because people take him more as a than black. So it's a simple question. Besides The Rock, any of the black wrestlers that have held that title, do you believe they were the guy? It's a yes or no answer. Yes or no question, sorry.
It's not the point of the format, and it's not a fair question.
So yes, it's a fair question. It is a fair question. Yes, it is.
Weston, go ahead. Just go ahead and state your answer.
So I have to take it as no, which pretty much devalues what you said about the world title. So congratulations.
Just go ahead.
But yeah,
all black people won't be dumbass.
Like, if you don't believe those black wrestlers for the guy, you really have to think about it, then obviously you just basically destroyed your whole entire argument right there. But anyway, let me start mine about the Universal title. Maybe you'll find a hole in it, I don't know. So yeah, the Universal title is obviously the title of titles right now, because in WWE's eyes, when you hold the Raw World Heavyweight Champion, you are the guy, the best in wrestling, and that's pretty much what it signifies. Whatever you think about its design is pretty much irrelevant. It means what it means, which is you are basically the champion of wrestling, and you are better than every other wrestler in the world. And also, just because it has a short history does not mean the value is not up, after all. It is going to be defended at WrestleMania between two very established main eventers in Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, which also adds that WCW flavor to it, basically saying that WCW wrestlers also want the title. And if you can, and again, whether you think the matches for it have been good or not, that's again irrelevant. The fact is, it's been defended on with high-profile wrestlers, and also the fact that guys like Tim Balor compete also shows that New Japan cares for it too. That's all.
All right.
I know. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, Lee, go ahead. Rebuttal.
Okay, your black thing makes no sense because you're trying to know by three people, all of whom were white.
It does make sense.
Shut up, it's my turn. Two of the people that know your title also know my title, so that really is irrelevant. The match quality does definitely affect the prestige of the title, because if you don't fight hard for the title, it's not worth anything. That's a design that people do instantly, discounting the fact that it was the first person that won it got injured. Like, immediately after, there's a curse right there. More important than that, there's no comparison. Just because you have an outdated system of thinking that Raw is better than SmackDown, that's not the case anymore. USA has both shows, therefore they want the WWE to do the receipt. That's why they gave the WWE title to SmackDown. So that way people think, oh, SmackDown is going to be the same as Raw now.
Alright, time's up, Lee.
They beat Raw.
Okay, heard both arguments. Yeah, like as soon as I heard Lee picking the world title, I was like, ooh, Weston's got a hard road ahead of him. But Weston, you brought up some really valid points when it comes to the Universal title. But yeah, like I thought Weston, you especially like the first, you were very strong, and especially with the rebuttals, and Lee as well. So
I hope he devalued his own championship by saying the wrestlers that won it, the black wrestlers that won it, really weren't the man. Which is, I knew was a valid question from the get-go. Because you can't put over that one title as being like the title, but then like that black wrestler hasn't been the man. That doesn't make any sense, and it devalues pretty much everything he said.
Wait, hold on.
He's viewed as Samoan. He's not marketed as a black guy. He's marketed as a Samoan.
You would say the
same thing if the tables were turned.
I wasn't bring rape into it because I don't need to, because I'm going to have to argue against you and not either complications like that.
All right, guys. I gotta come up with a ruling now. Okay. Heard both arguments. And I love the thing that Weston said, that the title, it's in the one of the main events of WrestleMania. You got Brock Lesnar, you got Goldberg, fighting for the championship. That's adds that WCW flavor and all of that. And with Lee, he also said about the world title. I love that analogy of you saying that it's a combination of the World Heavyweight title and the WWE title put together. So you're adding both lineage into that championship. So with that, and Lee saying that your first champion was injured, which was like a huge low blow. I gotta go with Lee. Just Lee, you won this round and you won this game. So congratulations. But man, that was such a great fight, guys. So congrats, Lee, for winning this and winning the game.
I thought I hit him with a good counter punch with the whole black wrestler thing. Cause I bet he has a video out there that's like, oh, well, Booker T, they didn't really win the title, you see.
Right. But you know what? I think this was a great show, and the fact that you've got this heat going on, which I love it. I can't wait to see like a rematch between you two one more time. This was a lot of fun, and I want you guys to be a mainstay on this show, because you're vital fighters in this Desire of Wrestling. So before we go, go ahead and plug your stuff.
Well, you can. My main channel is Wrestling with Reality, obviously. I don't really do a lot of content on there, but mainly what I do on there is basically like topic like stuff, like how to fix the Divas division, all that. A women's division. Sorry, I forgot. We have people that are usually offended by saying the word diva. But there's also going to be some WrestleMania content coming soon. Probably as soon as in the morning. And also subscribe to Variety Vendors channel, where you can see me here on Desire of Wrestling, facing guys like Lee. Also subscribe to Wrestling Express, one word, where that's mainly where I do all my YouTube videos for the most part. And also subscribe to my Twitter, Weston_Texas. And yeah, guys, I hope you had fun listening to this. And until next time, peace.
And what about you, Lee?
You can find me as one of the moderators for the page Real Wrestling Reborn on Facebook. That's where I spend most of my social media time. I work a lot, so I don't get a lot of time to do a whole lot of stuff. But I'm trying to help us grow into a bigger and better page. I want to make a Step Wrestling page on Facebook. Here in a few months, you'll be able to find my book. It's entitled The Thin Line Palace. And it will be on Amazon, and I don't know the exact release date yet, but I'll keep you posted through the weeks and months to come and let you know whenever it comes out. Pre-orders some point soon. I haven't finished. We're also in the very early stages of communication, but when it comes out, everybody knows that it's going to be a really great book. That's the first book in an 11-book series. My first book I've ever had published. So So definitely keep an eye out for it. And hopefully, despite me getting a little salty towards the end, you guys didn't think that I'm too much of a whiner. I think we all get passionate, especially in the heat of battle, so to speak. I don't have anything bad to say about people that I played against today. All of that Taco Bell is a little weird. Just everyone keep posted to our editor, like you mentioned, and obviously this podcast. And if you haven't already joined, if you're being sent out the first of this video, go ahead and join Real Wrestling Report, because we're the best page ever. And if you do join, let the members talk to either a moderator or an actor and tell them, hey, I'm not a robot. So that way we'll streamline it and have you come in right away. You don't have to wait in line to get with us. So, that's basically all I have to say.
Awesome. Well, it was great having you, Lee, and I would hope to have you more on this channel with all the different shows that we've got. And definitely.
And I'm just one moderator in the group, and I know that there's at least one other moderator that wants to join and debate. And I know we have at least one admin that wants to join. If you guys already know Tiffany, she's one of our admins too. So we're definitely going to be very involved with this podcast moving forward, and we're going to hopefully grow the overall brand that we have together. Both the Star Wrestling and Follow, if you will. Okay, so they're going to keep going. Continue on.
Alright, and with that being said, Raycon Film, please subscribe and check out our next video where we'll be talking about something else. Bye-bye!